Hi guys, Fuzz here, and a massive welcome back to Final Fantasy IX. We are so close to getting things completed here. Thank you so much for sticking with me as we've ploughed through a ton of optional content here at the end of the game on Disc 4. But this is a complete walkthrough, so hopefully if you are following along, a lot of this information has been helpful to you. If you're wondering why I'm flying just outside of Maiden Sari here, then there is a few optional scenes you can go and watch. There's no rewards, so I'm not going to indulge you in watching me as I go through those. But if you head in with a party that contains Dagger and go to the area where you where the fishing port thingy is, then you'll see a little person jump all over the place. Then if you take Dagger out your party and Amaranth if he's in it, then head back and that person will be sitting there on the dock. Talk to them twice, and then you can head into the little room next to them, see a field icon and activate it for a very small scene, and then make your way over to the paintings at the Eidolon wall. And if you head clockwise to hear a ding, head anti-clockwise to hear a ding, and then alternate in those directions, and after the 9th ding, you will get your health and parties, mana and status ailments removed and everything restored, and then you can examine the paintings in any order, but you have to examine Ifrit last. There's nothing else to be gained from it. It probably bore you silly to watch me do it, so I'm not going to show you. I'll explain it to you and that's it. But once you're done, you can head over to Lindblom, where we will be beginning another side quest, but this side quest we will be undertaking through the final dungeon, so we are going to be cracking on. So when you enter Lindblom, take the tram thing to the theatre district, where we are looking for a couple of people that are going to give us the side quest that we're after, and I do recommend that you start it now before you enter the final game dungeons. It is a bit of an annoying side quest. It does involve some backtracking and what have you, but it is worth it. And it's going to involve returning to these guys at the Tantalus hideout multiple times as we trek through the final dungeon, because we will be triggering checkpoints and then coming back to inform these guys that we have done so. And Zanero and Bonero here are stressing that they've lost some of their friends and colleagues. And off they chortle. And that's actually it. We have begun the side quest entitled The Nero Brothers, which means that we can now make our way over to the final dungeons. And when I say there's a checkpoint, you'll need to leave the dungeon and make your way back to Lindblom here, head back to the theatre district and go back to the Tantalus hideout and speak to some of the family there, and that will enable you to activate one of the checkpoints then if you like, and you need to do 9. There's a possible 18. You don't need to do more than 9 though in order to collect your reward. So I mentioned to you when they are popping up, and then you can either choose to ignore that checkpoint or go and do it. I won't actually show you when I'm coming back. I'll just tell you where they are so that you don't get bored watching me do all the backtracking. But that's it, the quest is started, so we can leave Lindblom now. Okay, so when you're ready, we're actually going to be heading over to the final dungeons. So, make sure your characters are prepared for the time being, and we will be changing things around a bit as we progress through. But for now, just try and make sure that everybody in your party is equipped with ribbons. Well, at least 3 of them, since if you've been following my walkthrough, you should have all 3 ribbons by this point. And make sure that they're equipped, at least the melee characters, with Bird Killer as well, which is useful. And with Zidane, hopefully you should have the Ultima weapon, which is useful for the Sleep Soul Blade, and also just for its raw power, of course. So when you're ready then, you can jump into the Invincible. Sky Chocobo isn't going to help you at this point, and we're going to make our way over to the Ifa tree. Up here, look. And we're literally going to go crashing into it, or, well, flying into it, I should say, with the Invincible here, and that is going to trigger a bunch of scenes for us to enjoy before we get into the meat of the battles ahead that lie and await for us. So it might be a good idea here just to save your game, and then we'll proceed. Without any further ado, here we go. And without any further ado, a warning, we are thrust into battle with our first boss fight. This is the Nova Dragon. He has 55,000 even hit points. And we're going to start by stealing and then smacking him about with our strongest abilities. For me, that happens to be Queena's Frog Drop and Freya's Dragon Crest. And also just Zidane's ultimate weapon as well. I've thrown counter and eye for an eye on him to really do some damage. And I've got Dagger in here for healing. He does like to do wind damage, but if you've equipped your characters with ribbon or any other wind preventing damage accessories, then this shouldn't be too much of a problem. And one of the good things about this boss is he can actually be sleeped. So if you want to use sleep the Soul Blade with Zidane with his ultimate weapon, then you can actually put this guy to sleep and just steal in peace. But that's about it. If you have VV in your party, then this guy is weak to ice, so Blizzagar is awesome, as is Dagger's Shiva or Bahama ability. And if you're using Ico, then Holy is the job, and No Mercy is the ability, as always, to use with Amaranth. So with that done, let's get ahead with the battle. So we'll use Zidane here to Soul Blade this guy. And we'll also just start by using Quina to protect our party a little bit. And we're going to start defending as we steal. So there he is, nicely sleeped up, if that's a term. It's a term I'm going to use regardless. Hopefully with the Master Thief rather, ability equipped, it shouldn't take too many attempts to get all the items that we need. And he doesn't actually stay asleep for long, sadly. But at least you have the option to keep sending him to sleep if you want to. You can also use Queen's Blue Magic Night if you have the Insomniac ability equipped on your characters. And the only other ability to steal from, the only other thing to steal from him is the Remedy item, which I'm not too fussed about, so I'm going to start and hit him with some attacks. Namely, Dragon Crest and Frog Drop. Dragon Quest does, I keep saying Quest, I don't know why, it's a Crest, not Quest. It does maximum damage anyway, which is good to see. So at 60,000 health, or just under, this boss shouldn't be too much of a challenge. And don't forget, even once you've finished the side quest for collecting the frogs, you can continue collecting them in order to boost the frog drop ability before you're level 99 with Queen Up. I'm not going to go mad on summoning the Eidolons here, since the Dragon Crest and Frog Drop will do the job anyway at shorter animations. But if your abilities are under-leveled for whatever reason, then you know you have that option available to you anyway. Just another, you know, casual 10k damage done to the boss there. Quite unnerving that a frog can do so much damage to like the meanest, baddest bosses, isn't it really? But still, this is Final Fantasy, so I would expect nothing less. Here comes Freya with her Dragon Crest ability. And that is the end of the Nova Dragon. Good night to you. You can wag your tail at me all you like, you're going down. I feel a bit bad now actually. I mean, the poor dragon was just, you know, chilling and minding its own business, and then we come along out of nowhere and just smack it around for no reason. But, you know, we needed the 13 AP, so there we go. And here we are. Okay, and now you're going to select your party, and interestingly, you can actually switch Zidane out at this point if you want to. But I'm going to keep Zidane in. I do recommend using him. He is a powerful character, of course. And make sure you just deck your party out for the trash that's ahead. I recommend some abilities such as defensive abilities, antibody, body temp, locomotion, and on your melee characters, Devil Killer is going to be extremely helpful to use as well. So, without any further ado, now that my party is all set up appropriately, and I'm still just sticking to the same members for the time being, we can actually return to the Invincible here. And this is the point where you're going to want to remember, because this is where you need to head to when you want to go back to Limblum. And I have just headed back because this is the first checkpoint that we need to do as part of the Nero Brothers side quest. And I did say I wasn't going to show you all these checkpoints, but seeing as how you do get a little cutscene each time, I might just quickly show you those, but obviously not the travelling itself. And that's the first checkpoint all done. Nothing else to do here, so now we can head back to Memoria and get on with the dungeon proper. But I'm going to finish the episode off here for today, folks, since that seems like a nice breaking point, and we're going to engage the final dungeon next time, so please do join me for that. And if you've enjoyed this, if it's been helpful to you, do remember you can just hit the like button to support me, and post a comment as well, let me know what you think of the game so far, and if you're looking forward to really just getting into the meat of the end game of the story. So thanks for joining me again, guys, and I'll see you all soon as we continue on with more Final Fantasy IX. Bye.